Welcome back to Game On. One of our greatest thrills on this show is introducing you to athletes who compete for more than just themselves and their own success.
Blake Koch is one of those athletes. The 28-year-old has been driving on the Nationwide Series for 5 years. He's still searching for his first victory on the track, but away from racing, he's driven to share with others the true meaning of success.
As the sun shines at Richmond Motor Speedway, the TriStar Motorsports crew is hard at work. Nationwide driver Blake Koch has a bright future, and every week he prides himself on giving his all so that the efforts of his teammates aren't wasted.
You know, I try my best to get everything I can out of that car and make it so fast and make sure it's up to speed and where it needs to be so those guys can feel rewarded that their hard work paid off. So for me, it's all about my team. It's all about my guys and making them happy and having them walk around proud because their car's faster than everybody else's car.
Unlike most drivers, Koch got a late start in the sport.
When I was 20, about turned 21, and I drove it, fell in love with it, started Googling how to become a NASCAR driver.
What was the search? You just Googled how to become a NASCAR driver?
I pretty much Googled how to become a NASCAR driver. And finally this one team gave me a shot, and I went out there and auditioned for their development program and qualified fourth, and they ended up signing me on full-time for the next 2 years. So it's a miracle, man, really. It just shows the power and that God's behind my career, and he has me here for a reason.
The Florida native quickly rose through the ranks and is now a full-time driver on the Nationwide Series, which is just one tier below NASCAR's top series. But his faith has been tested.
With most of the drivers in this sport that are Christians, especially, to wonder, like, what's your plan? Because we go into Homestead, the championship race, and a lot of times we don't know what we're going to do next year. So you end the season pretty much jobless. You go into the holidays, and the next race is until Daytona in February, and you're like, who am I going to be with? What's my sponsor going to be? Am I going to have a job? Do I need to start looking for a job? Like, so many things run through your head, but man, that's the time when you study the Word, and I think it's Philippians 4:6 that says, worry about nothing, pray about everything, and just thank God for what he's doing.
Koch is not bashful about his faith. He's been on several Christian programs and spoken at countless churches across the country. The more he talks about it, the more it strengthens his walk.
Openly speaking about it in public and to close friends or family members has really helped my relationship with Christ. It made me want to be more obedient, learn more about him, and really do more outreach. And I saw the platform that I could have to do this through NASCAR, because we have 75 million fans, and I'm sure not all of them know Jesus, so there's a big mission field out there.
What are your goals in terms of nationwide and in the future as a stock car driver?
Of course, I'd love to win races, but I know that God has me here for a plan and a purpose, and my goal is also just to effectively witness to people and look a little more like Jesus and just be somebody different, someone that somebody can look up to, and somebody that someone wants to be around, and just be a great role model.
When I hear you speak, a lot of times you talk about God and family. You have a wife, you have another child on the way, your second child. Just tell me what it means to you to be a leader of your family and how important prayer is in your family.
And I make sure that's a big part of my life. Me and my wife pray together, and we also pray with our son before we put him down for bed every night before we eat, and just pray with him. And I have a responsibility as a father to be a leader in the household and a spiritual leader, to raise my son to be a godly man and be there for my wife and help her spiritually and lead her.
And for Koch to be the spiritual leader of his family, first he had to develop discipline in his own life.
I'd wake up, I'd want to look at my Twitter, I'd want to look at my Instagram, I want to look at my Facebook, and it's sitting right next to my Bible app. But, my natural feeling was to hit Twitter first. So the last, I'd say, year and a half, I was hitting that Bible app first and make sure I get in the Word beforehand.
Koch does not shy away from taking on responsibility at home and on the track.
My job and my goal is to be a positive leader and be like, if it is bad and if it is slow, just get out and be like, it's all right, guys, we'll make it faster. This is what we need to do. Let's go. We got a lot of time left. Just be a positive role model and a leader.
And his ultimate mission is to lead people to Christ, no matter where the road takes him.
Blake has really taken advantage of the platform he has as a NASCAR driver. He is certainly a light in the world. It was a pleasure to meet him. Always great to see young men living for Christ, and best of luck to him in the future.